I'm really grateful because you continue to play my songs on your station. And
Well, I like them.
Thank
and,
you.
And I won't play them unless I like them.
Thank you very much.
1967, you were a senior in college. You became the host of 19ers, an early evening TV musical variety show on Channel 9, and which was ABS-CBN then. But you had a group also called Whiff and Poofs in Ateneo?
Yes, yes. Well, I was part of a few groups.
Yeah.
There was even a singing group called the SLs, and I joined that, and I used to sing Spanish songs.
That's how a lot of us start, no? Classmates getting together.
Acoustic
friends,
guitar, yeah.
Acoustic guitars, yeah. Just so you play guitar.
Yes, I
was
do,
your
but
first
not
instrument?
as well as you do.
No.
No,
No.
I bet you I can maybe play 7 or 8 chords, but that's
Yeah.
it.
Piano, you play better.
Almost as bad.
Nice. But you write well.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you write, by the way? Do you record it? You think of a melody and then you record it?
How do I write?
Yeah.
In the past, it would always be the melody that would come to my head. And I would try to make it up. It's like being a food processor, and you put in everything, you put in all the music that you've heard in your life. And then you come out, yeah? So, and then the lyrics would come afterwards. I would live with the melody for a few days until I determine the best theme, the best story, the best, idea, concept
I see.
to go with that song, with that melody.
So you start with a melody a cappella when you write?
Or sometimes with a piano or
Sometimes
with a
with the
guitar.
piano.
Yeah.
I see. I've always wondered how... I don't think I can ever write a cappella. I need my guitar
No,
to write.
you know what you do?
Yeah.
For example, you think of a song by
Yeah.
Trini Lopez, or there's a song, na 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 nee dee da da da. What you call that? Stephen Bishop, on and on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what you do? You pick up your guitar and you play. You play using that rhythm. Jing
Yeah,
jang,
yeah.
jing jang, ding jang, ding
Then you sort of get into the groove.
Yes, jing jing.
Yeah.
And then you play several chords like in a
Yeah.
progression. Jing 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 jing.
Yeah.
Jing. You know.
So you use a song to inspire you.
Yes,
Come
and
up with something original.
right.
That's a good tip. Thank you, Joe. Okay, Afterglow. What year exactly was Afterglow? That you wrote it in 1967?
Yeah, actually, I became a host of 19ers on ABS-CBN in 1965, 66.
All right.
And it was a daily show.
Okay.
And I would drive from Ateneo. I would drive all the way to Rojas Boulevard, where ABS-CBN was, just in time to put on a little makeup and get in front of the camera and say, "Good afternoon, welcome to 19ers," blah, 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 blah. I would sing my original compositions in that show. So it was a perfect venue to air my songs. And we would get fan mails. In those days, we didn't have text messages yet. So we would get fan mails and requesting me to sing several of those original songs that I would perform in 19ers.
I see. So you would
And
expose it there first.
Yes, and the two most popular, the two most often requested songs were Deep in My Heart and Afterglow.
Yeah.
So in 67, after I quit 19ers, there was an independent record producer, Sunny Lozano, who approached me and asked if I would consider releasing that song on 45. And so we did.
So it came after
19ers.
After 19ers.
Yeah. And
So 19ers was 1964.
after the song had gotten a bit of exposure in the show.
1964 was 19ers?
No,
That's
64 was 60. 19ers was 65, 66.
Do you know that I was already married at that time?
I know. Well,
I was ahead of you in the music exposure business.
You were-
I was
no,
exposed
you were-
earlier.
you
No,
were-
because I started earlier.
You were far ahead of me, because I remember even in Iloilo, I had a friend, Lenny de la Cruz, who
Yeah.
came from Phil M. Holmes.
Yeah.
And
I know Lenny.
Lenny
Yeah.
had,
Yeah.
his sisters visiting Iloilo, and he would spend summer there, and we started a little combo, and he would talk about you and Austria, because he
yeah.
used to hang around with
In
you
Film
guys.
Live, we used to have a lot of concerts there.
Yes.
When we started.
And
Okay.
Lenny also used to sing your songs. Yeah, and he would play
Weightless. My first
yeah.
composition. Wait, let's go again. From Deep in My Heart, Afterglow. What was your next hit?
I was approached by another recording company, and we did cover versions. Now, for the
Really?
for the benefit
Ah.
of your listeners,
Yeah.
a cover version means not original. Let's say if there was a hit in those, Cliff Richard had a song called "I Only Live to Love You." You remember that song? And this guy, this record company, which I won't mention the name of, asked me to do a cover version. So we did, and I wanted to sound like Cliff Richard as much as I could. And so I did about 3 or 4 cover versions, including High and Mighty.
High and Mighty. Where are the records? Do you have them?
No, I
your
don't have
collection?
copies anymore.
It's like me. I don't have copies of my
Nighttime,
earlier
remember?
recordings.
I don't mind being alone in the day, but the nighttime.
Yeah.
Then Deep in My Heart happened in 1969.
Okay. So, did you ever stop singing and just do business like I did? I stopped playing my guitar for a while. Right after college, I worked in the steel company of my dad. Because really, we were programmed to be businessmen first. I mean, that was expected of us. I don't know about you, but that was expected of us because our fathers were very, very, very
Successful entrepreneur.
businessmen and entrepreneurs. And we were expected, without saying so, to sort of take care of the business after they were gone. For a while, well, I got married and then I stopped playing, but my radio station kept on. But I just, when I could not find enough time to play my guitar properly, I just stopped. I stopped for 7 years, really. I didn't want to touch my guitar because I had no time. Did that happen to you?
Fortunately, it didn't happen to me in the first, I would say, 8 years of my recording career.
So 8 years, you straight 8 years
Yes.
that you recorded.
After Deep in My Heart, then I started doing motion picture scores, and then I did Can We Just Stop and Talk a While in '73,
Oh, yeah,
Refrain. It was only in '75.
But you were already doing business.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
already working with my father,
Okay.
working for the family.
All right.
And in '75, I left for the United States,
Okay.
where I lived for 11 years.
All right.
I was doing the sugar business. That was the only time when I didn't have any music activity at all.
So you were 11 years in the States.
Yes.
I was 14 and a half years.
I remember talking to you on the phone one time.
Yes.
If you recall, I was in
That's
New York.
right, I recall,
You
yeah.
were in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and I think it was Melanie that gave me your number. So we spoke because when I was doing 19ers, we had never met.
That's true.
We never
That's
met.
true.
Yeah.
Well, that was, time really flies. That's almost 20, more than 20 years.
Well, time has flown, but
Yeah.
a lot of things have also happened to both of us. A lot of good things.
Yes. Yes.
So
Did you ever?
we can be.
My father was always thrilled about my music. So maybe I did not rebel. I did not say I'm not gonna work in your business and I'm just gonna do music. I worked in his business, and I started my own little businesses too. Did you ever feel that you were being stopped by your parents?
No, my father never stifled my music
Okay.
inclination.
What about your mother?
He
Think she encouraged it?
No, my mother was very supportive,
Yeah.
and in fact, until now, every time I have a concert, she would go.
Yeah.
And my father even went to my Carnegie Hall concert.
Great.
He flew there without telling me. I only found out later on he went backstage.
Wow, what a
I was
surprise!
shocked that,
That's
that
great.
he was there. But no, to go back to that story,
Yeah.
he never stifled my
Okay.
musical inclination. But even when I was 14 or 15 years old, and he saw that I loved to sing, and that his friends would always ask me to come up for me to come up and sing during parties, Lions Club meetings. They would ask me to do an Elvis Presley.
He was proud of you.
Yes, he was, but
Yeah.
he would always gently remind me that this is just a hobby.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
know, and
My father told me that too.
it's very hard.
My father told me
to
that
make
too.
a living.
But never really. And I think that helped us, Joe. They didn't stifle
yes.
us.
No, in fact, I'm very happy
Yeah.
that I had a father like him.
We really have a lot of similarities. We have the responsibility of going into business, but we love music so much, and we kept on in our own way. And when young kids come to me and say, with their parents, they come to me with their parents. The parents tell me, "Can you give advice to my? Can you give some advice to my children, or to my kid?" I always tell them that music is nicer sometimes when you don't have to do it, and when you have a balance in your life, it's nicer. You get a break from business with music, and then you get a break from music with business.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel that way, Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Music has opened a lot of doors for me,
Yeah.
and it has also helped my business.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like for example, a simple thing like selling sugar to a certain company.
Oh, Joe.
It opens,
yeah.
opens doors. And,
Opens doors. Yeah. It's really a blessing, huh?
It is. It is.
So we've been lucky, Joe. Okay. How many albums, how many platinums did you... I'm confused now. There's so many. 18, 16 platinums?
No.
Okay. Can you... let's set the record straight now.
Yeah, I've had 11 albums only, 11 or
albums.
12 albums in
Okay.
my career. I think 12. Yeah, 12 albums in my career, and the sum total of platinum sales that I've had, according to my record company, I've had 37 platinum records.
Hits.
No,
37 platinum.
37, meaning each platinum used to be 40,000 copies.
You have 37 platinums.
37 platinum.
I would always...
That's cumulative, of course, of Christmas in Our Hearts,
Yeah.
Constant Change, Golden Collection, Thank You Love. Cumulative, 37 platinums.
I would always marvel at how strong you are in the recording business, and how you sold records so you sold so many records, and your tunes are really
Simple.
no, but they're classics now,
Memorable.
Joe. They're classics now.
Thank
Yeah?
you.
Now, what was your biggest selling record?
I think it's Christmas in Our Hearts.
Not Beautiful Girl?
No, because every year, thank God,
Oh.
thank God, every year, Christmas in Our Hearts continues to sell.
Okay, Joe. Thank you very much. We're going to wind up the interview. What would you advise young budding songwriters, Joe?
They should continue writing and expose those songs to their friends. And if you ever get a chance, you now it's easy to go into a studio and do a -1 of your song and record it.
Okay.
Okay.
Do a
And-
demo.
Do a demo, okay, and let your friends hear the songs,
Or even computers now can record, right?
okay,
The right software. Oh,
and have them copyrighted.
copyright.
Copyright them at the National Library. That's for
All
your
right.
protection,
Okay.
because in this country there are many sharks out there
Okay.
who will copy your songs.
Okay, Joe. I'd like to thank you very much for spending time here.
Oh,
RJTV 29.
thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah. Can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
Can you invite the people to listen to RJ 100
Well,
to make their lives happier? And
okay. RJ 100 in Manila and in several other provinces and cities in the Philippines is, to me, the best well-rounded station, because it plays the greatest and the latest and the rarest, even on Sundays. So you have a wide spectrum of music. Enjoy the songs that Ramon and I grew up with, and also listen to the top 40 hits of today, because that is how you become whole, by listening to 50 years of pop music.
Of the greatest and the latest, RJ 100. Okay, Joe, thank you.
Thank you, Ramon.